This video is going to be basically talking about how to set up your station to get yourself ready for cutting of anything. Meaning if you've got a recipe that you're having to cut onions and carrots and potatoes, you still set up your station basically the same way. Now your knives are going to vary depending on what you're doing, but typically you always need a French knife. Sometimes you'll need a paring knife. So those two knives are a must, this one especially, okay? You're always going to want a discard container, okay? Now, what I'm showing you, one, is especially important for ProStart or FCCLA. They're going to be looking for these things. So you want a discard container. It doesn't have to be stainless steel like this, just anything. It could be a small plastic bucket, something you can put your discard in. You're going to need 2 sheets of parchment paper, and we'll cover why you need these here in just a few minutes when we start doing our preparation, but you need 2 pieces. You need a pan to put all your completed product in. So once you're done with a step, you put your completed product in here. So for instance, if we were doing a julienne of potato and maybe a small dice of carrot, you would have 2 separate stacks on your prepared pan. If you've been shown how to use a steel, you will need a steel to keep your knife sharp. You're going to need a peeler. Now this is a pole peeler. Yours may be a little bit different in your thing, but you're going to need a vegetable peeler depending on the product that you're using, but most often you'll need this. If you have one of these or something similar to this, you're going to need a cut card. This way you can kind of get a judgment if you're accurate to the point that you need to be. I'm going to give you a little hint on ProStart and FCCLA. They do not allow you to use cut cards or any kind of measuring device, but you have something on your body you can use as a measuring device, and it's your finger. Typically from your last joint on your finger to the end of your finger is 1 inch. So if you're supposed to do a 1/2 inch, you can kind of get a rough judgment as how big that is just by using your finger. The other thing you're going to need obviously is a cutting board. Now if you'll notice, ours is green. This is for vegetables only. We have multicolors and each one have a different need. If you only have one color, the backdrop about that is once you're done with the process, you have to wash, rinse, and sanitize and let air dry before you can use it again. This, if I go from vegetables to meats, I just get another colored board that corresponds with that meat, put it down, put this one back to be washed. And that way I can continue my prep process and I don't have to wait or use another board. The other thing you need on the setup is something to keep the board from moving. Now in my classroom, we use these mats. And the purpose of this is so that I don't have to worry about it too much. It sticks or holds to the countertop, and the cutting board doesn't move. Some places say to use a damp or wet cloth. That's okay. Some health departments, though, don't like us using those. So they prefer to see a mat or some type of a cutting board, non-skid surface to be able to keep that from happening. Whatever you use, just make sure you have something on the bottom of the cutting board to keep it from slipping.